Hi, this is Marky.
And this is a Freddy.
We are here to help you play the best games at the lowest possible price. And with that being said, let's get started. PlayStation Store is going to keep the deals going, this time with Dreams. Normally a $39.99 game, it's all the way down to $9.99, just $10. Now, this is the part where I'm supposed to tell you what the game is and what you can do in it. But see, that's just the thing. You can do whatever you want in Dreams. You can create your own games. And I'm going to say this out there now, while I haven't checked it in a while, you can see some amazing creations that people have already done. You get access to all of that in addition to the tools to make any game yourself. With any kind of art style, with any kind of genre, with any kind of character, you have control over that. You can even do the voice acting for some of the characters. Now, we'll test our acting chops later, but the cool thing about this is that while I don't have to explain too much, it's limited to your creativity first and foremost. You can create whatever game you want. You can base it off something. You can make a sequel that never came out. You can make a prequel that never came out. You can remake One Piece that we talked about earlier if you want to as well. You got all kinds of options. And the best part is it's at the lowest price that I've seen so far at just $10. You get to experience almost unlimited creativity. And even if you're one who doesn't like to make something themselves, you can explore and find other people's attractions. Find the most popular ones, give them a whirl, and you could be seeing the next generation of developers get their start right now. So at this price, I would definitely recommend giving it a shot.
A lot of creativity can be made in Dreams. In fact, when the game first started, you were able to make a game similar to Mario, and with design and even the character, until Sony got called by Nintendo to take it off the game.
Yes, so yeah, while there are some round limits for your creativity, one interesting thing to also note is that with a recent update of the game, if your creation gets popular enough or gets famous enough, heck, you have the option to monetize your game and actually kind of get things started when it comes to being a developer. It's very minimal and very rudimentary, but it is a way to get your foot in the door. It shows that Media Molecule, the developer of Dreams, is keeping an eye on future creators. And if you want to get your foot in the door now, what better way to start?
If you've been enjoying the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications.
Exactly. Subscribing will always help our channel grow, and the bell icon with notifications allows you to stay tuned in on all the biggest deals before they expire. Now let's keep it going.
The next game we have is Rebel Galaxy Outlaw on PlayStation Store for $13.49 for PlayStation Plus members and $16 for non-PlayStation Plus members. We finally got a game with a spaceship theme besides Star Wars Squadrons. This is an open-world space arcade game, and the story is about a woman who tries to find who killed her husband. But in order to do so, she needs a well-suited spaceship to help her travel the galaxy. In order to do that, you gotta do many side missions that would give you money to upgrade your plane. The main story is good, I'm not going to spoil it, and the side missions are also very fun. They include investigating an area or delivering a cargo or even cleaning areas from mines. The downside, I would say, in this game is that the tutorial wasn't that beneficial, so you gotta learn many things on your own, but overall it's easy. Also, be ready to die a lot at the beginning until you upgrade many parts of your ship. However, once you do enough upgrades and get used to the controls, you will have an extra layer of freedom to do what you want. For example, you can steal somebody else's cargo and sell it. Just be careful from the space police that might chase you if they scanned and found some of the stolen items with you. A useful hint is to talk to the bartender often because he will give you hints on where to find some of the valuable stuff you need for your ship. Make sure you don't confuse this game with the first game in the series that is called Rebel Galaxy. Don't worry, you don't need to play the first game to understand this one. This is just a better game overall, and this is the one we recommend playing at this price.
Amazon is going to be closing out PlayStation's deals this week. We're going to be taking you all the way from space. We're going down to the ground, and we're going back to the past, or medieval, so to speak. Because this one's for Dragon Quest XI-S, Echoes of an Elusive Age. It is a mouthful of a title, I know. Normally a $60 game, it's all the way down to $26.49. An odd price, but still really cheap. Now, when you hear Dragon Quest XI, it gets really daunting. But like Final Fantasy and like a lot of main titles, I'm going to tell you, these are self-contained games. You do not need to play 10 Dragon Quest games to know what's going on here. I will say though, the music, which is a big integral part of the game, you can notice them from other Dragon Quest titles, but obviously it's not required to fully enjoy. It's just a nice touch for longtime fans to kind of get some of that old music back. And speaking of old, this game definitely adheres to the old RPG rules. It is a turn-based styled game that allows you to just do your basic attacks, your special abilities, your spells against all kinds of enemies. And they all got this really cartoony style since the game was created, or rather the game was designed visually by an Akira Toriyama, and you may know him from the Dragon Ball series. He's got that style. You can tell with the eyes. Now, this game is huge and expansive. It's got so many areas, so many locations, so many stories that take place in this game. And there's even more in the definitive edition. You're going to be getting a lot more side stories with a lot of your party members. You're going to be getting new items and some super bosses. And there's even an interesting way to play the entire game, as if it were an old school Super Nintendo title with a 16-bit mode. It's really, really interesting. Now, I personally would recommend playing it at its full 3D glory, but if you got the itch to play it again, you can play it in a completely different perspective and actually make it feel like it's a game back from the old days from your childhood. And so it's a very interesting feature and one that's very well welcome. Now, I'd be advertising this game at full price anyway, but you can't go wrong at $26.47, 49 cents, I'm sorry. And getting it for basically more than half off is a great way to experience a game of the generation. A series that's so big, people in Japan have to take the holiday off or have a whole national holiday built around its launch. And you get to experience some of that at the lowest price possible. So I would wholeheartedly recommend getting it at this price.
I wish we can have it one day off because of the release of a game.
Definitely. And actually, it kind of started with, in Japan anyway, so many people were calling off work the day of a Dragon Quest game's launch that eventually they wound up just calling it quits and basically calling it a holiday so that they can give people the day off so that they can all enjoy the game.
Let's move to Japan. Now remember, all the PlayStation games that we mentioned on PlayStation Store are all digital. But if you have Cash App, then they are offering 15% off on top of already sales that are happening on the PlayStation Store. These expire on July 22nd, and the maximum discount that you can get is $5. And you can use it as many times as you want every 6 hours. In order to learn more about how to get this coupon and how to use it, make sure to check the description below.
We got a few honorable mentions for you. The first one we have is Mass Effect Legendary Edition. This guy's hanging out actually at most retailers for $44.99, just 45 bucks. Now, $15 off a $60 game is okay, but this is a recent release, so if you've been waiting to pick it up, it's a good time. And of course, Mass Effect Legendary Edition, a remastered collection of Mass Effects 1, 2, and 3, a full trilogy and a full experience. Can't recommend it enough. Definitely check it out if you can. Our next honorable mention is for Hitman 3 at Amazon, going down to $38.99. Once again, this was a recent release that's been getting a lot of attention, and so down to less than 40 bucks is a great way to get a hold of it and experience a game that you don't need to play the other two to play, because there's actually additional content for this game that allow you to play the maps from Hitman 1 and Hitman 2 in it. Of course, a fantastic stealth assassination game that you get to experiment however you want on killing your targets. A great recommend, and definitely worth it at that price. And of course, all the deals that we've mentioned from our last week's PlayStation videos are completely applicable. So if you're ever on our channel, go ahead and check the playlist out and save even more money.
Just remember, if you're buying from Target, you can also get 5% discount if you're using Target Red Card. In order to get it, you can link it to your debit card, and the debit card will be linked to your bank, and it doesn't cost anything. You just get advantage of the 5% discount. All right, we hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comment below if you played any of the games that we mentioned.
Of course, our question for you is a little bit more of an open-ended one. Do you want to make your own game in dreams? Do you want to fly out into space, or do you want to slay enemies as with your sword and magic in Dragon Quest? Whatever opinion you got, shout it out down below.
Thank you, and be sure to check our channel next week for more deals.
See you next week.